Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they drift. Iqbal reminds us, nothing in your life changes until you choose a direction powerful enough to change you. In Iqbal's philosophy, purpose is not desire, it is the self's vow to become something greater. Purpose turns existence into destiny. Today, we continue our 50-part journey through Khudi, the masterpiece where Allama Iqbal reveals the inner secrets of the self. This is episode 09. Take a deep breath, settle your mind, and let the wisdom unfold. Purpose is not something the world gives us. It rises from within, like a flame discovering its own heat. Life moves by instinct, but the self grows through intention. Without purpose, energy scatters. Days pass without weight. Actions dissolve into dust. With purpose, every moment sharpens. Every step becomes deliberate. Every hardship becomes fuel. The universe may set the stage, but direction must come from the self. Purpose is the signature of identity. It is the point where being becomes becoming, where existence becomes destiny. The self does not awaken by accident. It awakens by choosing a direction and giving itself to that direction with clarity and devotion. Not all purpose is equal. Some aims exhaust the self, others enlarge it. The purpose that strengthens the self is the one that demands creation, courage, discipline, sacrifice. The one that calls the self to rise beyond instinct and imitation. Without purpose, freedom is a burden. People collapse under choices because they do not know why they choose. But when purpose arrives, freedom becomes strength. Decision becomes joy. Life becomes a path, not a circle. The self becomes a current of will. Iqbal teaches that purpose is not found in comfort. Purpose reveals itself in struggle, in longing, in that silent dissatisfaction that whispers, "This is not all I can be." That whisper is not restlessness. It is guidance. The self does not evolve by accepting life as it is, but by sensing what it could be and moving toward that horizon. Purpose gives us a direction, but direction must be refined through trial. What begins as ambition must become commitment. What begins as desire must become discipline. What begins as inspiration must become endurance. Purpose is not merely a thought. It is a vow to become someone worthy of the journey, a vow to refuse smaller lives, a vow to turn potential into reality. Every true purpose begins with a question. Not what do I want, but what am I called to become? The first question seeks comfort. The second seeks destiny. Purpose expands the self because it binds our scattered powers into a single stream. Thought, action, desire, imagination. All begin to move in one direction. Such a person stops being divided. They become one. Unified. Focused. Whole. A purposeless life feels heavy because it carries itself without direction. A purposeful life feels lighter, even when difficult, because it knows which way to move. Purpose gives meaning to sacrifice. Without meaning, pain is decay. With meaning, pain becomes transformation. Suffering without purpose breaks the self. Suffering with purpose builds it. But these aims dissolve, for they depend on other people. True purpose does not rely on applause. It arises from an inner necessity. It is not chosen for reward, but because not choosing it would be a betrayal of one's soul. Purpose is a compass, but it also evolves. What is authentic today may deepen tomorrow. The self grows, and the purpose grows with it. Not a new direction, but a higher level of the same calling. When purpose matures, it becomes obedience. Not to society, not to ego, but to the truth that lives within. This obedience is not submission. It is alignment. A surrender not of freedom, but of confusion. Purpose ultimately becomes revelation. We discover that our direction is not separate from the divine direction. That what we seek also seeks us. That our inner aim is a whisper of a greater will. The highest purpose is not conquest, not achievement, not recognition. It is participation, knowing that we shape reality by bringing our inner truth into outward form. This participation is worship in motion. The self continues to evolve for as long as purpose burns. When purpose dies, life becomes repetition. Even success becomes empty. Even freedom becomes weight. Purpose is the flame that keeps the self alive. There will be moments of doubt, but doubt is not failure. It is the refining of intention. Each time we reaffirm our direction, the self grows sharper. Purpose becomes identity. Identity becomes destiny. The world does not need more people who are merely alive. It needs souls who burn with direction, who carry meaning like a torch, who act from inner necessity. The self, awakened by purpose, stands before the world and says, I am here for a reason. And before God, it says, let me become what I am meant to be. Not by waiting, but by choosing. Not by dreaming, but by becoming. Purpose is the seed of eternity.